No, I won't do it.
What? Why not?
This is madness.
Please, think about this. My mind is made up.
She sat at the head of her own dining table while another woman was introduced as her husband's new love interest. And she said nothing. No shouting. No tears. No dramatic confrontation. Because Diana Johnson already knew something everyone else in that room didn't. The house they were sitting in? Hers. The business that funded their lifestyle? Hers. The investments, the properties, the assets? Mostly hers. And by the time Marcus Johnson realized what that meant, it was far too late. Before we go any further, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now and tell us where in the world you're watching this from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. This is the story of how one woman quietly protected everything she built, and how a husband who thought he held all the power discovered he didn't. Diana Reeves grew up in Macon, Georgia, watching her mother work multiple jobs just to keep the lights on. From a young age, she learned one lesson that would shape her entire future. Never build your life on someone else's promises. She worked hard, earned a college degree, entered the beauty industry, and eventually opened Crown and Grace Beauty Studio in Atlanta. The business grew steadily. She invested in real estate. She bought rental properties. By her mid-30s, Diana had built a successful life completely on her own. Then she met Marcus Johnson. For a while, the marriage seemed happy. They traveled together, hosted gatherings, built a life that looked perfect from the outside. But beneath the surface, there were warning signs. Marcus struggled with the fact that Diana earned more money and owned most of their assets. Loretta never fully accepted Diana's independence. And eventually, Marcus began an affair with a younger woman named Camille. For nearly 2 years, he lived a double life. His wife knew nothing, or at least that's what he believed. In 2021, one of Diana's friends spotted Marcus having lunch with another woman. She made a difficult phone call and told Diana what she had seen, asked a few questions, thanked her friend, then called her attorney. What happened next is what separates Diana from most people. She didn't confront Marcus. She didn't search through his phone. She didn't make emotional decisions. Instead, she hired a private investigator. Over the following weeks, she confirmed the affair and gathered evidence. Then she met with her attorney, accountant, and financial advisor. Together, they reviewed every major asset she owned. The results were revealing. The family home had been purchased before the marriage. The deed listed only Diana. Her salon had been established years before Marcus entered her life. The original rental properties were hers as well. Legally, most of what she built belonged solely to her. Once she understood her position, Diana quietly filed for divorce. She told nobody, not even Marcus. 3 days later, Marcus made a decision that would change everything. He brought Camille to the house, not secretly, openly, confidently, at a Sunday family dinner. His mother sat beside him, fully supportive. Camille believed Marcus was separated. Diana sat at the head of the table and listened. Marcus explained that he had developed feelings for Camille. He hoped everyone would eventually accept the relationship. His mother nodded approvingly. Camille looked uncomfortable. And Diana? She stood up and said, "Let me get everyone some sweet tea." She went to the kitchen, prepared the tea, served everyone, then calmly asked, "Marcus, did you want to say anything else?" He didn't. That silence unsettled everyone, especially Camille, because people expecting chaos don't know what to do when they encounter certainty. The next morning, Marcus came downstairs and found Diana sitting at the kitchen table. A manila envelope sat beside her coffee. She slid it across the table. Inside were divorce papers. Marcus stared at them in disbelief. Then he asked a question that revealed how badly he misunderstood his situation. "Where exactly do you think you're going to go?" Diana looked at him and replied, "This is my house." Then she picked up her bag and left for work. Marcus immediately contacted attorneys. The answers weren't what he expected. The home wasn't marital property. Diana had purchased it before the marriage. The salon wasn't marital property. She built it before she met him. The original rental properties weren't marital property either. Suddenly Marcus discovered that the life he thought he partially owned was largely built on foundations that legally belonged to someone else. At the same time, Camille was learning the truth. She discovered Marcus wasn't separated when they met. He was fully married. Everything he had told her about the relationship was misleading. Feeling betrayed, she ended things. Just like that, Marcus lost both women. Still, he believed the divorce proceedings would provide a financial victory. His mother certainly believed so. Loretta was convinced that because Marcus lived in the house and contributed financially during the marriage, he would receive a significant share of Diana's assets. She was wrong. The divorce moved through the courts for months. Diana remained calm. She continued running her business, continued growing her investments, continued living her life. When the final ruling arrived, the judge reviewed every asset carefully. The home remained Diana's. Her premarital properties remained Diana's. Only 2 rental properties acquired during the marriage were subject to division. After reviewing financial contributions from both parties, the court awarded Marcus approximately $31,000 from the combined equity. That was it. No portion of the house. No ownership stake in the business. No access to the wealth Diana had built before the marriage. $31,000. Marcus left the courthouse stunned. His mother sat in silence. Years of assumptions had collided with legal reality. Living somewhere doesn't make it yours. Being married to a successful person doesn't automatically entitle you to what they built before you arrived. Documentation matters. Preparation matters. Marcus moved into an apartment and began rebuilding his life. The BMW he leased was eventually repossessed after payments fell behind. The future he imagined never arrived. Meanwhile, Diana didn't celebrate. She didn't throw a party. She didn't seek revenge. She simply moved forward. She returned to using her maiden name professionally, expanded her business, planned new investments, and eventually replaced the dining room table where everything had unfolded. When a friend later asked if she was angry, Diana thought carefully before answering. "No," she said. "I was sad." She mourned the marriage she thought she had, the future she imagined, the version of Marcus she believed existed. But she wasn't angry. She was grateful. Grateful she had protected herself. Grateful she had listened to the lessons her mother taught her. Grateful she had built a life on a foundation nobody could take away. And that's why this story resonates with so many people. Not because Diana got revenge. Not because Marcus was punished. But because it reminds us of a simple truth. Love is important. Trust is important. But understanding your finances, your assets, and your legal position matters too. The strongest foundation isn't built on promises. It's built on preparation. And when the storm finally comes, preparation is often the difference between losing everything and losing nothing at all.